Have you ever heard of the term procrastination? It can be defined as postponing or delaying something that must be done, often because it is unpleasant or boring. Neuropsychology understands it as a form of self-regulation failure. In this video, we will focus on academic procrastination, which was shown by a study to be a struggle for 25% of college students. It goes a little bit like this. Imagine you have a really important exam on Monday, so you decide to make a study plan. You wake up one day with the intention of studying, but suddenly a conversation within yourself takes place, in which you try to explain to the rational decision maker inside of your head why it would be okay to slip in. From a neurological explanation, that you would be the limbic system, and the rational decision maker would be the prefrontal cortex. Being different parts or set of parts of the brain, they are in charge of different functions. Planning complex cognitive behavior, self-control, and decision-making, also called executive functions, come from the prefrontal cortex. On the other hand, the limbic system works mostly throughout emotions and impulses. It is also very fast and powerful. A study made with a sample of 212 college students that were assessed for procrastination and then on 9 clinical subscales of executive functioning showed that these two were significantly associated. Even though further research needs to be done, the conclusions were that procrastination might be an expression of subtle executive dysfunction in people who are otherwise neuropsychologically healthy. Let's go back to that inner conversation and say that you allowed your limbic system to win. As a matter of fact, your performance on the test was probably poorer than if you had actually followed your schedule. However, there were still two possibilities, passing or failing. The worst thing that could have happened to you was actually passing. You got away with your terrible study method, so you'll be more likely to repeat it in the future. In fact, this would be the definition of the term chronic procrastination, which refers to this particular scenario, where the attitude of delaying a task is not an exception or a one-time thing, but a pattern that a person keeps doing over and over. This is exactly what behavioral psychology explains. We tend to repeat a behavior when we have had a successful result in the past by doing the exact same thing. That allows us to keep doing it, falling in a vicious cycle. Another view is a behavioral cognitive one, which explains that we tend to set irrationally high and unrealistic goals so we don't have to question our own abilities and capacities. When we repeat to ourselves that the path is too hard, we delay the start until it's no longer possible to complete it in a proper way. The real question here would be, how can we deal with procrastination? Some researchers suggest mindfulness meditation to downregulate the limbic system, but there are other practical possible solutions that writers and entrepreneurs say you can do to feel productive while putting off a task instead of having leisure time filled with guilt. A set list. Write down a list of a few things that also need to get done. For example, while you take a break from studying for your math exam, clean your room. Divide the task and set yourself with small goals and mini deadlines to complete in short term. Don't get stuck with, how do I start? Just start from the middle. Example, if you have to write a review about a movie, begin with the positive and negative aspects of it, and then go backwards and write the introduction. Give up. It's okay. Of course, this does not mean to give up out of laziness, but in order not to waste time in things that got us stuck and are keeping us away from chasing our passions or reaching our goals. When it comes to an academic deadline, this may mean to start all over, giving up on an idea to give place to another.